Imagine being the absolute, undisputed master of the planet. Not just living on Earth, but completely owning it, dominating every single corner of this world with an iron grip. But there is a massive, frankly, terrifying paradox hidden inside that absolute dominance.
174 million. That is how many years these apex predators ruled. Unbothered, unmatched. I mean, for 174 million years, literally nothing could stop them.
Let's put that into perspective, right? 174 million years of dinosaur reign stacked up against, well, a measly 300,000 years of human existence. They survived nearly 600 times longer than humanity has even been here. Yet despite this absolutely impossible timeline, they were erased almost instantly. So the asteroid hit. But what actually killed them? Now, the popular story says a giant rock fell from the sky and crushed them all. But that is entirely wrong. Actually, if you miraculously survived the initial blast in the Yucatan Peninsula, your nightmare was really just beginning. The real killer wasn't the impact at all. It was something far, far more terrifying.
Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1. A warped sense of time.
You see, everything we think we know about prehistoric timescales is fundamentally flawed. We kind of just compress millions of years of history into a single thought. But check this out. The Jurassic period ended 145 million years ago, but the mighty T-Rex, it didn't even evolve until 68 million years ago. Humans emerged just 300,000 years ago. So do the math. It sounds impossible, but humanity actually lives closer in time to the terrifying T-Rex than the T-Rex lived to the Jurassic period. Crazy, right? Just let that sink in for a second.
Which brings us to Part 2, the Triassic survival.
To really understand how they died, we have to understand their insane resilience. Let's go backward, 201 million years ago, to the Triassic-Jurassic extinction event. Earth was a literal hellscape. I'm talking the supercontinent of Pangaea violently cracking apart, relentless volcanic eruptions choking the sky for 600,000 uninterrupted years. The oceans literally boiled. The water turned to acid. Almost everything on Earth died, but not the dinosaurs. Because they were warm-blooded, they could actually withstand those extreme climate shifts. They survived the ultimate planetary apocalypse. So why did they survive that 600,000-year hell but completely fail to survive the next?
Part 3. The hidden extinction mechanism. Fast forward to 66 million years ago, the very end of the Cretaceous period, the exact moment that finally cleansed the planet. Picture a rock, roughly 10 to 15 kilometers wide, entering our atmosphere. To give you an idea, a massive commercial jet airliner travels at about 0.2 kilometers per second. This asteroid, it was traveling at 30 kilometers per second. That is 150 times faster than a jet. You wouldn't even have time to see the sky catch fire. The impact hits Mexico, and in a single second, it releases the energy of 1 billion, yes, a billion Hiroshima atomic bombs. The sheer heat instantly cooks every living thing within thousands of kilometers. An immediate 2-kilometer high wall of water, a literal mega tsunami, just races across the globe.
But remember, the blast didn't kill them all. The aftermath did. And this brilliantly illustrates the hidden mechanism at play here. The impact threw millions of tons of hot dust into the atmosphere, completely blocking out the sun globally. Earth was plunged into a freezing 3-year nuclear winter. Without sunlight, photosynthesis just completely stopped. The plants died out. Then the massive herbivores starved to death. And naturally, the giant carnivores followed right behind them. The asteroid didn't wipe out the dinosaurs directly. Global starvation did.
Suddenly, the new rule for survival was brutal, and it was strict. If you weighed over 25 kilograms and walked on 4 legs, you were erased from history. Gone. The only terrestrial survivors were small mammals, turtles, and lizards. And how exactly did they survive this nightmare? Well, they became scavengers. They managed to live by eating decaying fungus and the rotting corpses of dead dinosaurs in the pitch dark. But, how do we actually know all of this is true? The answer is iridium. It's a really rare earth mineral heavily concentrated in space comets, and it coats the entire Earth in this 66 million-year-old radioactive layer. It's literally a global fingerprint. This specific layer, combined with a massive 180-kilometer ring of underground cenote sinkholes down in Mexico, finally allowed scientists to crack the ultimate cold case of exactly when and where the world ended. Part 4. The dinosaur that survived. Now, what's really interesting about this is a mind-blowing insight that flips this entire apocalypse on its head. The dinosaurs didn't completely go extinct. Think about the crazy evolutionary leap that happened here. Only the small, flying dinosaurs managed to survive that deep freeze. Millions of years of evolution adapted them, but they belong to the exact same family tree. Birds are literal, living, flying dinosaurs, meaning the modern chicken you see today is an actual evolutionary sibling to the mighty T-Rex. The apex predator didn't actually disappear, it literally just grew feathers.
Part 5. The new asteroid is us.
In September 2022, NASA's DART mission successfully crashed a spacecraft into an asteroid. We actually proved we can track and deflect space rocks. But our greatest threat isn't coming from the sky anymore. We are the new asteroid. We are currently right in the middle of the Holocene extinction event, the 6th mass extinction in Earth's entire history, and it's driven exclusively by human-caused habitat destruction, massive deforestation, and severe pollution. Right now, as we speak, global biodiversity is collapsing at a rate 100 to 1,000 times faster than the normal historical background rate.
We are essentially engineering our own extinction. To stop it, global agreements have set these urgent Paris-style biodiversity targets. The mandate is crystal clear. We absolutely must protect 30% of global land and oceans by 2030. We have to slash severe pollution by at least 50%. And we need to aggressively limit species extinctions to fewer than 20 per year. Because if the ecosystems collapse, the food chain collapses. And just like the dinosaurs, we will starve.
Finally, Part 6. Can we beat their record? So the crucial point is, look back at the sheer, uncontested dominance of those dinosaurs, 174 million years. We hold the power to map the stars and deflect literal asteroids, yet we are actively destroying the very habitat that keeps us alive. Next to them, human existence is incredibly, terrifyingly fragile. So the question is, will humanity even survive our first million?